Right now, over 2 billion cups of coffee are being poured somewhere on Earth. It's the first thing a huge chunk of humanity does every single morning, before they even speak a full sentence. But somebody had to be the first person to look at a random red berry, roast it, crush it, and drink the result. So who was that person, and what on earth made them try it? The story usually starts with a legend, and like most legends, it's probably not entirely true, but it's too good not to mention. Sometime around the 9th century, in the highlands of Ethiopia, a goat herder named Kaldi noticed his goats acting strange. They were jumping, bleating, practically dancing, refusing to sleep at night. He traced it back to a certain shrub with bright red berries the goats had been eating. So naturally, he tried some himself. Whether Kaldi was real or not, the region he supposedly lived in matters a lot. Ethiopia's Kaffa region is widely believed to be where the coffee plant actually originated, growing wild long before anyone thought to brew it into a drink. The first real, documented evidence of humans drinking coffee, not just chewing the berries, comes from Yemen around the 1400s. Sufi monks were roasting and brewing the beans to stay alert through long nights of prayer. From their monasteries, the habit spread into daily life, and coffeehouses, called kave started opening across the Middle East, in Mecca, in Cairo, in Istanbul. These weren't just places to drink something bitter and stay awake. They became something far more dangerous to the people in charge. Places where anyone could sit, talk, and think out loud. People gathered to debate politics, trade gossip, play chess, listen to music. Some called them the schools of the wise, and that terrified a lot of rulers. In 1511, the governor of Mecca actually banned coffee outright, worried that coffeehouses were turning into breeding grounds for opposition to his rule. The ban didn't last. It rarely did. Coffee kept slipping past every attempt to shut it down because by then, too many people were already hooked. By the early 1600s, coffee had reached Europe through Venetian merchants, and Europe did not know what to make of it. Some clergy were convinced this strange, dark, bitter drink from the Muslim world had to be some kind of trick of the devil. The story goes that Pope Clement VIII was asked to ban it. Instead, he tasted it first. According to legend, he liked it so much, he joked that it would be a shame to let Satan have such a delicious drink all to himself, and blessed it instead. That single taste test may have changed the drink's fate in the West. Coffeehouses spread rapidly across European cities, and in London they earned a nickname that says everything: penny universities. For the price of 1 penny, you could buy a cup of coffee and sit for hours, surrounded by writers, scientists, and merchants trading ideas. One of those coffeehouses, run by a man named Lloyd, became the meeting spot for sailors, ship owners, and merchants trading shipping news. That coffeehouse eventually grew into Lloyd's of London, still one of the most famous insurance markets on the planet, 400 years later. As European empires expanded, so did coffee. The Dutch smuggled plants to their colonies in Java. The French Navy carried a single seedling across the Atlantic to the Caribbean in the 1720s, and that one plant is believed to be the ancestor of much of the coffee grown across Latin America today, including in Brazil, now the largest coffee producer on Earth. So the drink that started as a rumor about dancing goats, brewed by monks trying to stay awake, banned by governors afraid of conversation, and blessed by a pope who just really liked the taste, ended up fueling insurance markets, powering empires, and becoming the single most common ritual on the planet. Today, coffee is grown in more than 70 countries, brewed 1,000 different ways, and traded in such enormous volume that in some years it ranks as one of the most valuable traded commodities on Earth, right behind crude oil. It has survived bans, accusations of witchcraft, and centuries of empires rising and falling around it, and it never once stopped spreading. Somewhere between a herd of overexcited goats and a pope's blessing, A random berry from an Ethiopian hillside quietly became one of the most powerful habits in human history. Next time you're standing in line half asleep, waiting for your order, remember, you're not just getting caffeine. You're holding 13 centuries of monks, merchants, bands, and one very good taste test. If you liked digging into this one, follow along. There's a lot more hiding behind the ordinary things we do without ever asking why.